So moving on to our next story, we're going to be talking about the Toei Tokusatsu World YouTube channel. Apparently this is the year of Tokusatsu streaming, I guess. So this channel is not only an official Toei channel, kind of sounds a little fan-esque, like a fan-made channel, but no, it's an official Toei channel, and it actually features English subtitles for the shows that are on the channel. So it officially launched on April 6th. There were some issues with the launch. I believe initially, I don't know if it was on the 5th or early on the 6th, but they actually showed every single channel live on the channel in the US. Now, the reason why that's a problem is because some of the channels or some of the series on the channel are actually only for either US audiences or Japanese audiences. And the reason why is because when you look at certain shows like, let's say, Sentai, or even some Kamen Riders like the original Kamen Rider and Kamen Rider Kuga, and also just some other shows as well, if they have a US license in some form, be it DVD, Blu-ray, or streaming, then sadly we're not going to get it in the US. It makes sense because obviously you want to, when it comes to licensing, Toei is paid X amount. Don't know how much, I'm not privy to those numbers, but Toei is paid X amount, so getting YouTube revenue really isn't going to help them at all. This isn't like a streaming service. Again, it's all free on YouTube, so it makes more sense to just not have them on, at least for US audiences, and to, sell them through the third parties that have licensed those shows. So let's talk about what is on the channel though, and what, at least at this time, have what does have English subtitles. So we have Gavin, Just Beyond, Sharavan, Captain Ultra, Robocon, Message from Space, Potrine, Changerion, Deltanius, Daimos, National Kid, Voltes 5 or Voltes V, Suki Majo Sensei, Robot 8chan, Hard Gumi, Magical Chinese Girl Pai Pai, okay, Winspector, Combattler V, Space Iron Man Kyodine, Laserion, Jiraiya, Go Robocon, okay, Robot Detective, oh hey, sorry, that's an old memory that's coming back, Ninja Captor, Henshi Ninja Arashi, Kamitaman, okay, Kabutak, Hard Gumi, Jan Person, Jiban, Bycrosser, Robot 110 Ban, Soul Brain, Gudu Gudu Metaban, Akumizer 3, Inazuman F. Inazuman's it. I was under the impression that Generation Kakaider had Inazuman. Maybe I'm wrong. Exceed Draft, Magical Girl, Chukan Pai Pai, okay? Gambare, Red Vickies. You do your thing, Red Vickies. Yojutsu Bugecho, Numilin, Kaiketsu, Zuvat. Machine Man, the Kage Star, Kakaider, and Kakaider 01, that one confuses me as well. Albagas, Kamen Rider Shin, yes, that's right, Kamen Rider Shin. Robotac, Chojin Bibune, Metonton, Thought Mouse, Magical Girl Chukana Ipaname, Blue SWAT, which beautiful opening theme for Blue SWAT, Guy Slugger, Marin Gumi, Baten Robomaru, Utao Dairyu Gujo. These names are hurting me. God Sigma, 5nen 3 Kumi Mahogumi, and Daitetsujin 17. Wow, that's another old memory. So now, when it comes to these shows, the reason why I said earlier that some of these are going to be subbed for now. The first few episodes of these will be subbed in English, but future episodes will not be. Now, YouTube right now does allow you to submit captions, so in theory, fans could translate the entirety of these shows, but I heard that might be in question, the YouTube caption system, being able to submit them freely, so I'm a little bit concerned that perhaps that won't be the case. Now, if some of you are wondering why Toei won't caption the entirety of these shows, I think it's just because due to YouTube ad revenue not being good, I'm just going to be frank here, it's just, and this isn't against YouTube, it's just, it isn't the best. It doesn't really help. Even for a company like Toei, it's going to be a drop of a drop in the bucket. So when it comes to how much money they can make from these shows, in my opinion, it's very much like this is a digital brochure, if you will. So back in the day, you would have usually you would have trade shows. I'm not saying these trade shows don't still exist in some form or another, but I'm thinking back to the 80s and 90s when you had trade shows with these brochures, and you've probably maybe seen some videos online of some different anime that certain companies would like dub over and change the name to try to make them marketable to US audiences. So you also had brochures with tokusatsu. So usually didn't get picked up. I mean, you did have, you obviously have Super Sentai here as Power Rangers, but I feel like this is like a virtual brochure so that companies can look at the numbers, and maybe even fans can get into these shows and then can request certain companies to pick up these shows, like how I believe it was Disc. Yeah, how Discotech has oh come on, I know who it is. Just Beyond. How could I forget Just Beyond, which is also on this list. So this list might need to be updated, just putting that out there. But when it comes to Kakaider is on here. Yeah, this list needs to be updated most definitely. But I look at this as a way for, you can talk to a company politely and tell them, would you be able to license this show? In their many companies have like a contact section that says, hey, in this specific area, if you want to request shows, you do it here. And so you might be able to do that. And I think that's kind of what this is for. It's for fans, and it's also for companies to maybe look at the numbers and go, is this really worth it? And, maybe see, oh, wow, 100,000 people watched this. That's interesting. Maybe another show they go, ooh, 500 watched it. So it's actually very gutsy on Toei's end to put these out there, because some of these shows are extremely niche. And it's funny because some of you out there are like, Tokusatsu itself is niche, and it is. These are the niche of the niche of the niche. Yes, all of you fans out there know about Dai Tetsujin 1-7. And it doesn't make me cool to know about it. It really doesn't make me cool to know about it. It's just that, a lot of these, unless they're part of the larger franchises, like your Space Sheriffs, Metal Heroes, some of your I said Jiraiya, I think, without saying Ninja Senjuraya, but I should have said that because I love Jiraiya's theme way too much. But yeah, I don't know if Kamen Rider Shin, that one really interested me and confused the hell out of me. Only simply due to the fact that, not that a Kamen Rider is up there, but in my head I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like you'd go for like a J or a ZO before you go for Shin. But no, it's up there. The whole movie, subtitled, so if you want to watch it, you can. And again, that's what's interesting about all these shows, is that at least for the first 2, maybe 3 episodes that are subtitled, you can check them out. But for me personally, I don't know. I mean, I will check out some of the ones that I've really never heard of. But in general, though, I do feel weird about starting a show, and then if I've never heard of it and a bunch of you have never heard of it, and because we've all never heard of it, there's no fans that want to submit captions to continue the show, for me personally, is it worth my time? So hopefully some fans, if they want to, of course, because it's them doing this on their time, want to submit some subtitles for these shows, that would be awesome. But for the most part, I do wonder where this is going to go. I hope it doesn't get abandoned anytime soon. I understand if maybe in 5-10 years, Toei's not really using it anymore, but hopefully this does continue, and hopefully when they add new shows onto this, they actually do throw the subtitles on the first few. So either way, though, watching this on our YouTube channel, TokuDragon, please comment down below. Tell me any shows that interest you, that you might want to check out, and if you're hyped or not so hyped based on the either selection or the fact that you can't really continue with subs after a few episodes. So tell me your thoughts down in the comment section down below.